That dull, persistent ache in your knees when you stand up. That puffiness in your ankles that greets you every evening. What if I told you it's not just about getting older, but a sign that your body is starving for something it desperately needs? What if the key to feeling stronger, more stable, and less swollen wasn't in a pharmacy, but was waiting for you in your own kitchen? Let's talk about a man named Arthur.
Arthur, a retired carpenter from the quiet hills of Vermont, had hands that told stories. For 50 years, they had planed, sawed, and sanded, turning raw timber into works of art. His greatest joy was crafting intricate rocking chairs, one for each of his grandchildren. His workshop was his sanctuary, the scent of sawdust his perfume. These weren't just chairs, they were heirlooms, built with a love as solid as the oak he used. He'd see a piece of maple, imagine the curve of a rocker, but the thought of standing for hours, of bending and lifting, it was just too much. The frustration was a constant, low hum in the background of his life. He felt himself becoming a spectator in his own story, watching the moments he cherished most from the sidelines. What if the body's call for help wasn't a final verdict, but an invitation to listen differently? What if the very building blocks Arthur needed to reclaim his life weren't manufactured in a lab, but grown in the earth, raised on the pasture, or found in the sea? Getting out of bed felt less like waking up and more like a negotiation with his own body. His grandson, Leo, ran in, holding a small, wooden bird he had tried to carve himself, its wings all crooked. Not a journey of harsh diets or complicated regimens, but one of rediscovery. He started learning about the power of specific nutrient-dense foods, the ones our grandparents knew about, instinctively. This time, when he asked for help, Arthur smiled, a real, unburdened smile. He pushed himself out of the chair, felt the stability in his knees, and said, "You bet, kiddo. Let's go make some sawdust." Foods that don't just mask the pain, but provide the raw materials for genuine repair. He wanted to leap up, take the boy by the hand, and head to the workshop. The swelling in his legs began to subside, not overnight, but steadily, like a tide receding. The morning stiffness eased. One day, he found himself walking down the stairs to his workshop without even thinking about it, but he couldn't. He just looked down at his hands, those hands that had built so much, and felt a profound sense of defeat. Later that night, alone in his chair, a single thought echoed in the silence. Is this really it? Is this really the end of everything I care about? "Grandpa," he asked, his eyes wide with hope, "can you help me fix it?" His knees, once strong and reliable, felt like rusted hinges. They would swell by afternoon, tight and hot to the touch, forcing him to prop his legs up on a stool, the unfinished rocking chair sitting silently in the corner. But lately, a quiet disruption had crept into his workshop, a thief that didn't make a sound. It wasn't a loss of skill, but a loss of will, driven by a body that no longer cooperated. For millions of us, this quiet struggle has a name: chronic joint pain and swelling. Just a year ago, Arthur was the patriarch of family gatherings, lifting his youngest grandson high into the air, his laughter echoing through the house. Now, his world had begun to shrink. The first thing he noticed was the mourning. The battle wasn't just physical, it was a slow erosion of his spirit. One Tuesday evening, the breaking point arrived. It wasn't a dramatic fall or a sudden, sharp pain, it was quieter. Arthur looked from his grandson's hopeful face to his own swollen legs propped up on the ottoman. He wanted to say yes more than anything. But what if the path forward wasn't about surrender? What if the answer to rebuilding was simply to eat? This began a new chapter for Arthur. It was on about turning back the clock to when he was 30. It was about getting back to the moments that mattered. Right now, the real victory came a few weeks later. Leo came over, the little wooden bird still in his hand. This time, when he asked for help, Arthur smiled, a real, unburdened smile. He pushed himself out of the chair, felt the stability in his knees, and said, "You bet, kiddo. Let's go make some sawdust."
Arthur's story is a testament to what's possible. It shows us that we are not defined by our challenges, but by the steps we choose to take. And today, we are going to break down those very steps. You might be starving your body of the one thing it needs most to fight swelling and rebuild your joints: collagen. By the time we reach our 60s and 70s, our body's natural production can drop by more than half. Your joints feel it with every single step. But new studies are confirming what our ancestors knew all along. Specific, simple foods can help rebuild that collagen fast. They don't just slow down joint breakdown, they can help reverse inflammation, improve mobility, and reduce painful leg swelling. In this video, we're going to reveal the top 8 collagen-rich foods that fight swelling, rebuild joints, and restore strength to your legs. We'll rank them from a powerful starting point to the absolute most potent food on the planet for this purpose. And you must stick with me until the end. Our number 1 food contains an astonishing 61% more collagen than almost anything else you can eat. In one study, this single food was shown to increase joint fluid density by 63% in older adults, with visible results in under 30 days. This isn't about miracle cures. It's about giving your body the right fuel to do the healing work it's always trying to do. But before we dive in, a quick, important reminder. All the information shared today is for educational purposes. Everyone's health journey is unique, so please consult your doctor or a qualified healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your diet or health regimen. Our goal is to empower you with knowledge so you can have the best possible conversations with them. Now, are you ready to say goodbye to swelling and hello to stronger joints? Let's begin. Foundational habit number 8, egg yolks. Let's start in one of the most familiar places in the kitchen, the humble egg carton. For decades, many of us were told the whites were for protein and the yolks were to be avoided because of cholesterol. But for your joints, what if this advice was fundamentally backward? The problem with this advice is that in avoiding the yolk, we've been inadvertently starving our joints of the cofactors they need to actually use protein. It's a classic case of having building materials but no construction crew. Let's use an analogy. Imagine your body is building a strong brick wall to represent your collagen. The protein from the egg white is like a big pile of bricks, essential no doubt. But without the nutrients concentrated in the yolk like sulfur, biotin, and vitamin D, you have no mortar or cement. You have bricks, but you can't build a wall. Your body's collagen production stalls, leading to weaker ligaments, aching joints, and frustrating swelling. Therefore, by throwing away the yolk, you're literally discarding the tools your body needs to assemble the bricks into a strong structure. A 2020 study in the journal Nutrients highlighted this. Adults with mild joint stiffness who added whole eggs to their breakfast just 5 days a week reported a 22% reduction in joint discomfort, especially in the knees and lower back. The researchers noted improved markers of collagen synthesis, with the most pronounced results in participants over 60. The key is how you cook them. To get the full benefit, eat the yolks soft-cooked. Think poached, soft-boiled, or gently fried. This preserves delicate sulfur compounds. And regarding cholesterol, numerous recent studies have shown that for most seniors, dietary cholesterol from whole eggs doesn't negatively impact blood cholesterol levels. Embracing the whole egg is one of the simplest, most effective foundational habits for daily joint support. Our mineral-rich secret number 7, pumpkin seeds. Now that we've established the importance of having the entire toolkit for building collagen, let's move on. It's something small, but it packs a powerful punch for joint repair: pumpkin seeds. Here's what makes these little seeds so mighty. They don't contain collagen. Instead, they provide the essential spark plugs your body needs to ignite its own collagen-making engine. The issue many seniors face is a hidden deficiency in trace minerals. We can eat all the protein in the world, but if we're low on specific minerals like zinc, magnesium, and manganese, that protein can't be converted into the collagen our joints are crying out for. It's like having a car full of gasoline but no key to start the ignition. Think of your body's collagen factory. Zinc is the factory foreman who starts the assembly line. Magnesium is the maintenance manager, keeping inflammation down. And manganese is the quality control specialist, ensuring the final connective tissue is strong and flexible. Without this mineral team, the factory is inefficient. Production slows, and the collagen that is made might be poor quality. This means the cartilage in your knees gets thinner, ligaments get looser, and you experience that telltale wobbliness and swelling. A 2021 study in biological trace element research confirmed this. Older adults who consumed just a quarter cup of pumpkin seeds daily for 8 weeks saw a 27% increase in joint flexibility and a 19% drop in swelling in their lower legs and feet. The seeds provided the mineral spark plugs they had been missing. To get the most out of them, Choose raw or dry roasted seeds without added oils or excessive salt. A pro tip, soaking them overnight in water can help reduce phytic acid, a compound that can block mineral absorption. Grinding them into a powder to add to oatmeal or smoothies is another excellent way to make those minerals even more bioavailable. The under-the-radar strategy number 6, bony canned salmon. Our next strategy takes us from the pantry to the sea. We're talking about canned salmon, but with a very important distinction. The real power isn't just in the pink meat. It's hidden in something many people discard, the soft, fully edible bones. The common mistake is treating bone health and joint health as separate issues. We take calcium for our bones and maybe something else for our joints, but the body doesn't see it that way. True joint repair requires not just collagen, but the entire matrix of minerals that gives our skeletal system its strength. Let's think of it this way. Imagine you're repairing the crumbling foundation of a house. Collagen peptides are like new concrete poured into the cracks. That's good. However, if you don't also reinforce the underlying steel rebar, the foundation will never be truly strong. The soft, edible bones in canned salmon are like that rebar. They provide a natural, balanced source of calcium, phosphorus, and gelatin that your body can use immediately to reinforce the structure around your joints. Consequently, when you eat the salmon meat with the mashed up bones, you're getting a 2-for-1 benefit. The omega-3s in the salmon meat actively reduce inflammation and swelling, while the collagen and minerals from the bones provide the raw materials to rebuild and fortify the cartilage. A 2020 study in Nutrients gave us a clear picture of this synergy. Seniors who ate 3 servings of bone-in salmon per week saw a 32% improvement in knee flexibility and a 21% reduction in inflammatory markers. They could stand longer, walk further, and climb stairs with greater ease. So at the grocery store, look for wild-caught canned salmon that says with skin and bones. The canning process makes them so soft you can easily mash them with a fork right into the meat. You won't even notice them in a salmon salad. The controversial truth number 5, chicken skin. Now we've arrived at a food that has been demonized for decades. We've been trained to peel it off and see it as nothing but unhealthy fat. I'm talking about chicken skin. The controversial truth is this. For your joints, that crispy, savory skin might be one of the most targeted sources of natural collagen you can eat. This controversy stems from a misunderstanding of what chicken skin actually is. We see fat, but we fail to see the rich underlying layer of connective tissue. Chicken skin is packed with type 1 collagen, the exact same type of collagen that makes up your own joints, cartilage, and ligaments. Let's use an analogy. Imagine a unique part for your car's engine is worn out. You could buy a generic repair kit, and it might sort of work. But if you could get the exact original manufacturer's part, it would fit perfectly. Eating chicken skin is like getting that perfect fit part. Your body recognizes this type 1 collagen and knows exactly where to send it to repair your joint linings and rebuild cushioning tissue. As a result, you're getting targeted reinforcement for the very tissues that cause the most trouble as we age. A clinical study in the International Journal of Medical Sciences backs this up. Adults over 55 who consume type 1 collagen from poultry sources daily reported a stunning 40% improvement in joint comfort and a 33% reduction in stiffness. This wasn't from a pill, it was from real food sources. Now, how you prepare it matters. We're not talking about deep frying, which creates inflammation. We're talking about roasting, baking, or simmering skin on cuts. This preserves the collagen and renders the fat slowly. Enjoying a roasted skin-on chicken thigh is an act of self-care for your joints. The next time you're about to discard that skin, pause. That crispy layer could be the very thing that helps you wake up feeling smoother and stronger. The restorative ritual number 4, gelatin. Our next food is a pure, concentrated essence of joint repair. It's something our great-grandmothers had in their pantries, and it's time we brought it back as a powerful restorative ritual. I'm talking about gelatin. Its power lies in its directness. Gelatin is essentially just cooked collagen. When you consume it, your body gets a direct infusion of the amino acids, glycine and proline, that are the primary building blocks of your cartilage. Gelatin is particularly effective because it solves a common problem for older adults, Less efficient digestion. We might eat collagen-rich foods, but our bodies can struggle to break them down effectively. This is where gelatin shines. Think of your joints as a parched, dry garden. You could toss whole logs onto it, representing complex foods. Some nutrients might eventually seep in, but it's slow. Gelatin, on the other hand, is like a nutrient-rich mulch spread over the garden. It's already broken down. The soil can absorb it instantly, delivering nourishment right where it's needed most. Therefore, gelatin bypasses many digestive hurdles, offering a fast track for collagen to get to your sore joints. A 2018 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition put this to the test. Older adults with joint pain who supplemented with gelatin showed a 37% improvement in joint mobility and a 27% reduction in knee and ankle inflammation in just 6 weeks. MRI scans even revealed early signs of cartilage thickening. The key to this ritual is consistency. Look for unflavored, grass-fed gelatin powder. You can stir a tablespoon into your morning coffee, a cup of warm water, or a bowl of soup. It dissolves easily and has no taste. One warm cup a day isn't just a soothing drink, it's one of the most efficient ways to feed your joints from the inside out. The tiny titan of joint health, number 3, sardines with skin and bones. We're now entering our top 3, and this next one is a nutritional giant hiding in a small package. I'm asking you to reconsider these tiny fish because they can be titans for your joint health. We're talking about sardines, and yes, you have to eat them whole, skin, bones, and all. We've already talked about bony salmon. Sardines take that concept and concentrate it. The main hurdle for many people is purely psychological, the idea of eating the bones and skin. But it is precisely in those parts that the most potent healing power lies. Think of it this way. Sardines offer a comprehensive synergistic repair system. The collagen from the sardine's flesh and bones is like a master mechanic replacing worn-out gears. The skin provides something else, elastin and a concentrated dose of omega-3 fats. This is like a specialized lubricating oil that not only helps new parts move smoothly, but also cleans out the inflammation that was causing the system to seize up. This means you are simultaneously reducing painful swelling and rebuilding the underlying structure. It's an incredibly efficient two-pronged attack against joint degradation. A 2022 study in Nutrients observed seniors who added just 3 servings of whole sardines per week to their diet. By week 8, participants showed a 29% reduction in joint pain scores and a 25% decrease in swelling around their knees and ankles. This was especially effective for those over 65. To get the full benefit, look for sardines packed in olive oil or water with skin and bones intact. Mash them on whole grain toast with a squeeze of lemon or stir them into a pasta salad. For seniors with that unsteady feeling, these tiny fish deliver a massive punch of joint protection. The liquid gold standard number 2, bone broth. We've arrived at our number 2, perhaps the most ancient and nourishing joint remedy known to humankind. It's not a food you chew, it's a liquid you sip. It's warm, comforting, and literally liquid collagen therapy. I'm talking about real, slow-simmered bone broth. Its power is in profound absorbability. When you simmer bones and connective tissues for long hours, they release their treasures into the water. Gelatin, collagen, and crucial amino acids. It becomes a rich elixir your body can absorb with almost no digestive effort. What makes bone broth so effective is how it solves the problem of nutrient synergy. A collagen powder can be helpful, but many are isolated from the cofactors your body needs to use them. A supplement is like being handed a key. Real bone broth is like being handed the key, the lock it fits, and the instruction manual. It contains not just collagen, but minerals like calcium and magnesium, and compounds like glucosamine and chondroitin, all in one holistic package. Therefore, bone broth doesn't just supply the building blocks, it supplies the entire ecosystem needed for repair. A 2021 study in clinical interventions in aging was remarkable. Seniors who drank 1 cup of homemade bone broth daily for 12 weeks experienced a 44% reduction in joint swelling and a 38% improvement in mobility. Ultrasound imaging even confirmed that the cartilage thickness in their knees had improved. To make your own, use high-quality bones with plenty of connective tissue. Simmer them for 12 to 24 hours, with vegetables and a splash of apple cider vinegar, which helps pull minerals from the bones. Sipping a warm mug of bone broth is slow-simmered joint medicine. It is the liquid gold standard for a reason. The ultimate collagen revelation: 1. Beef tendons. And now we have arrived at our number 1. The final and by far the most powerful collagen-rich food on our list. This isn't trendy. In fact, many people in the US have never considered eating it. I'm talking about beef tendons. Here is why it holds our top spot. While other foods on this list are rich in collagen, beef tendons are made almost entirely of pure, unadulterated type 1 collagen, the very substance that forms your ligaments and tendons. When prepared correctly, they deliver a dose of joint-rebuilding peptides so potent that no supplement can come close. The main challenge here is both cultural and practical. It's an unfamiliar food requiring a specific preparation method. But if you are serious about reversing joint pain and rebuilding strength in your legs, the results are unmatched. Let me give you the ultimate analogy. Imagine the cartilage in your knee is a road filled with potholes. The other foods on our list are like excellent road crews, patching the smaller holes. They are essential for maintenance. Beef tendon, however, is like bringing in a giant paving machine that lays down an entirely new, thick layer of fresh asphalt. It doesn't just patch, it resurfaces. The impact can be dramatic and fast. A 2022 clinical trial in the Journal of Functional Foods gave us breathtaking data. Participants over 60 who ate a collagen-rich stew made with tendon 3 times a week showed a 63% improvement in joint fluid density, a 41% reduction in knee stiffness, and enhanced walking stability. These results were noticeable in under 30 days. Preparation is key. Tendons must be slow cooked for 8 to 12 hours. You simmer them in broth with aromatics like ginger and garlic until they become incredibly soft and gelatinous. They can then be chopped and added to soups or stews. The texture is unique, but the benefits are profound. Beef tendon is the single most powerful collagen delivery system nature has to offer. Conclusion. And there you have it. From the foundational habit of eating whole eggs to the ultimate revelation of beef tendons, we've covered a lot of ground today. We uncovered the mineral power of pumpkin seeds, the dual action of bone-in salmon and sardines, the targeted collagen in chicken skin, and the restorative rituals of gelatin and bone broth. Each one of these is a delicious, natural, and powerful tool to give your body the fuel it needs to heal itself. So now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these insights resonated with you the most? Perhaps it was the simplicity of whole eggs, or maybe you're brave enough to try beef tendons. Which one are you thinking of trying first? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this journey valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. It truly helps others find this information. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell. Your body deserves to feel its best. Thank you for spending this time with us today. Until next time, stay healthy, stay curious, and keep thriving.